Hey beauties, it's Jamie Joe
and Jessie Massoud,
and welcome to SKINFLUENCE,
a podcast dedicated to beauty, fashion and self-love,
turning your weakness into your uniqueness.
Before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record, the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation.
In today's episode, we have our very first guest on the pod. We will be speaking with Dr. Natasha Cook.
Now, Dr. Natasha Cook has a Bachelor of Medicine with honours and is a Fellow of the Australasian College of Dermatologists.
Dr. Cook is passionate about all things skin, specialising in lasers, injectables, skincare, skin cancer, and the 6 key skin concerns: aging, sun damage, acne sensitivity, and dehydration.
Dr. Cook is also the founder and leading dermatologist at Skin Laser Longevity, Dermatology and Health Span Clinic in Sydney, as well as the Face Bar by Dr. NC Laser and Skin Clinic.
She also is recognised as the first Australian dermatologist to have founded and formulated a skincare range, a pioneer driven by a passion to help people lead their best skin life.
So please welcome Dr. NC to SKINFLUENCE.
I'm really excited to be here, Jessie and Jamie, and thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to answering all of those questions more than skin deep.
Well,
Yes.
We're so happy to have you here. Having you on this potty is just amazing, and you guys are going to learn so much today.
Yeah, I actually crossed paths with Dr. NC maybe 2 years ago, and she actually set me on my trajectory to like really balancing out my hormones and figuring out what was wrong with my skin, what was wrong with my hair. And she took me so seriously more than any other doctor that I had been to. She got me all the right blood tests done, which no one else had done before that. So I'm really thankful for you because you actually like changed everything for me health-wise.
Well, I have to say I'm really overwhelmed to hear that, and that's one of the nicest things I've heard. And
Well,
it's
it's
really
true.
nice because, you know, being a dermatologist and a specialist, I think people really underestimate the level of the training, the education, and how prescriptive we actually are beyond what the skin is presenting visually, and how most things are interconnected when it comes to looking at people as a whole. And definitively, I always have a holistic approach to everything I do, but particularly my patients, their care, their welfare, and trying to get their best skin self.
Well, I'm really excited for this because there's so much misinformation on the internet. We hear the craziest things about so many different skincare topics. So I cannot wait to have some really good answers that clear everything up for you guys.
Exactly. And today we really want to tackle the topic of retinoids.
Ooh.
Which I know nothing about, by the way.
Exactly. So I'm super keen for this, but I just see a lot on Instagram and TikTok of younger girls using products with retinoids in it and how it's like completely transformed their skin. And then I also see 13-year-olds buying the Drunk Elephant products and using it on their baby
With
faces.
all these active ingredients. It's
And
ridiculous.
yeah, we'd love to clear the air with all of that. So first of all, what is a retinoid?
I have this experience with patients coming in to see me every single day of misunderstanding, misinformation, TikTok trends, overuse of the wrong products, not really understanding what they're meant to be doing, because unfortunately we live in an era nowadays that just because you have skin does not make you an expert. Just saying, like sometimes I get totally gaslit. It's like I had to read a ton of textbooks that honestly that were incredibly confusing and took me about 6 years to master.
Wow.
So unfortunately nowadays with TikTok, social media, people can get online.
Yeah.
It's unsolicited and anybody can appear to be very, inverted commas, influential.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean they really understand what's going on. And the skin is one of the most complicated specialties to study. So let's now let's go back into retinoids.
Yeah.
So retinoids fundamentally is a term. It's an umbrella term, so put it at the top of the tree, which means a group of vitamin A molecules. Now, vitamin A then comes in different molecular structures that have different capacities to work in different areas in the body. And the retinoid family has a strong capacity to have key beneficial results for skin.
Wow.
Now, in that umbrella term sitting under it are your ingredients, your different formats of those vitamin A substrates: retinol, retinol palmitate,
Oh,
that was
then
my other
retinoic
question.
acid. And so the thing is, the real ingredient that binds to the receptors is retinoic acid.
Right.
And that's the prescription form. And that's where the pioneering research over 40-something years has been going on for. Yep, it's an oldie and a goodie. Retin A also in all formats, retinoids are very unstable. They degrade in sunlight. They don't do well when exposed to air. So what you're getting in a jar can be really tricky, which is why I do favour the prescription format because it's the gold standard.
So
and when used
what does
properly,
that look like?
It's a cream.
It's a cream, yeah.
Yeah, so they come in creams and some come in gels, right? So creams and gels tends to be the vehicles meaning delivery system when we talk about formulation to get delivered. So nowadays, because it's very much I'm going to bring up my business of money.
It is.
Everybody's trying to make a retinol serum because now the education out there is everybody needs to use it, but it doesn't mean it's the best format for your skin.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, the good old-fashioned prescription type is heaps cheaper and probably works better when prescribed properly. So I think we're living in a society of status image gone wrong. Like, you know, we're now getting younger and younger people concerned about the impacts of aging.
Yeah.
And they haven't even hit puberty.
What?
Right? So
That's crazy.
and so I think there is this hysteria of like skincare and how I look and these pressures and social media and photographs and selfie syndrome gone wrong. And so it's propagating this need to maybe be doing things that you don't actually need because your skin's fabulous.
Yeah.
Now then there's the other group of skin problem people, right? And so obviously we see acne and breakouts and congestion and blackheads and whiteheads, and blackhead and whiteheads are a subset of acne. That's the umbrella term there.
Sure.
And so I think those younger people who've got problems might be looking for solutions due to influence by influencers, etc., and looking at these retinol, over-the-counter vitamin A's as a quick fix stop. The problem is there's no guidance, there's no education, and there's no prescriptive help with designing the topical regime to address the acne. And then that can create overuse, wrong things, chaos, and then we often see a plethora of skin problems from the wrong skin routine, right down from just how you're cleansing. Sometimes cleansing is the biggest mistake we make, and it can set us up for sensitivity, irritation, peripheral dermatitis, worst acne, rosacea, aging, inflammation, the list goes on.
Wow. So it seems super daunting from like an outside perspective when there's so much knowledge that you're not aware of, and then people are looking online to kind of build a skincare routine. It just seems like it can go so wrong. So it's really good to go to somebody if you're having, you know, any of those skin issues to actually create a proper skincare routine that suits your skin, that isn't going to damage your skin barrier.
Yeah, look, you importantly used a key term, which is something that I think we've really been understanding from a dermatological science angle, the role of the skin barrier, which is the outer layer of our skin. Our skin organ, which is also known as the integumentary system, is the biggest organ in the body.
Wow.
And so
I didn't
that
know
barrier layer is designed to keep the bad stuff out and the good stuff in.
Yeah.
So if we're washing or scrubbing or overusing the wrong ingredients and the wrong combinations and the wrong routines, flaky dry skin equals dysfunctional barrier. So it means outside things are getting in and the inside things can't stay there to feed the skin with the nourishment that it needs. But we do know it's pretty normal for skin to get a little bit worse before it gets better because we're reprogramming. Because the skin is its own metabolic unit.
Okay, so
that makes sense.
Yeah, what are signs that maybe it's not doing that process, but it's actually just reacting badly to a product?
Right, so more overt irritation. So vitamin A in a way is not totally irritating. It all depends on how it's prescribed, right? So if it's upregulating cell turnover, but using it too much, it can get a bit flaky and a bit sensitive and a bit irritating to feel. So if your skin's feeling tight, if it's feeling sore, it's feeling tender, if it's stinging, if it's flaky, if it's red, pull off your actives, right? Gentle cleansing and moisturizing to let that barrier system reheal itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
If your skin looks healthy, feels healthy, doesn't have any sensitivity associated with it, it means your skin's tolerating your choice of product.
Oh, cool.
So if in doubt, always go and check it out.
Okay. I like
Yes.
that.
That's
a
good.
cute
I
little
love your little
slogan.
the slogans are
So
great.
when would you prescribe these kind of retinoids?
Yeah, look, I mean, proper prescription because it's in the right format. It's been TGA approved and it's going to be in a stable format because it has to get TGA approval, right? You're not going to buy a sunscreen off the shelf if it hasn't gone through right testing.
Of course. Yes.
I think I'm not saying over-the-counter vitamin A is bad, but I'm just saying if you've got problematic skin and if we've got the best choice in life and the gold standard, the prescription's the way to go,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
But not everybody has access to dermatologists or doctors who are able to prescribe that. So I understand there's a big demand to go to the OTC or over-the-counter options.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello, it's producer Xander here. I actually have a question because I actually use a prescription retinoid. and I wanted to run past you if I am using it correctly.
Ooh, okay, Xander, go.
We're all getting on
Cheat sheets, freebies.
So when I went and got my Botox, which I get every 3 months,
Yep.
Best prevention.
Yes, it is. I was spoken to about retinoids and the benefits it could have for my skin. I'm 32 now, so I have started to notice some changes to my skin, particularly the sagginess and some little wrinkles coming through.
You look great.
And so they have given me a prescription for retinoid. It starts with a T.
Tretinoin.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it's another
Okay,
name
yeah.
for retinoic acid, which is the active molecule. Tick, tick.
Very
5
good.
stars.
5 stars, perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of 5.
So every 2 days or 1, depending on how my skin feels, I get a pea size of that retinoid.
Pea size is perfect.
I put that in with some moisturizer I use, and then I rub it in my face.
Okay.
And then I go to bed.
Okay. I don't mind that.
Okay.
But
Actually, fantastic. Using the right format in the right molecular construct if you're particularly concerned about the signs of aging. So digressing back to the question about who do you really prescribe them for,
Yeah.
the 2 key categories are the breakout brigade and the anti-agers, right?
I like
So
those
there are
categories.
2 kind of categories, right? So we've got the anti-agers, we've got the proactive, pro-aging, positive aging. Early intervention is prevention. That is one of my philosophies in life. Why get the problem? If you don't need it, get in early and keep yourself and your skin as good as it is for as long as you can, all right? So I would do exactly what you're saying. Pea size is all you need, but I would put it over your moisturizer rather than mixing. When you start mixing, it's not a bad advice strategy if you're getting used to the retinoid, right?
Right.
So because for some people, using it every single night, and night's a great time because we know it's photo unstable, so we don't want to break down the sunlight.
Yep. Yep.
So it's better off using it at night. So the problem is, though, if you use it every night for some people, it gets a little bit too much too soon. So they're upregulating that cell turnover, and then the skin gets a bit flaky, and then people think they're having a bad reaction. No, you're just not using it
it back.
properly. Okay,
Yeah.
so pull it back. So I prescribe to my patients Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, a pea size over their night cream.
over the top.
So going great like that for a month. I go, let's go every second night. That's going great. See how you go nightly. So you titrate it. It's exactly how I prescribe oral vitamin A, aka oral isotretinoin. We drip feed it. We get the body used to it. And we
Yeah.
build it up, and I don't get problems like when people Google and they go onto line saying, is my face going to fall off? No, it's not. Most of my consultation is spent literally debunking myths, having a financial talk.
Now you can just
To
direct them
say-
to the pod.
Basically, yeah, we're not going to extort you like you feel like you've been going on this treadmill with all these things you've been buying and misinformation. And let's go back to basics and get you feeling good about yourself, good about your skin with minimal side effects and maximal results. So I think what you're doing is amazing. Vitamin A is also lipophilic, which means it loves oily bases. So it's going to penetrate the skin better if you're literally pre-hydrating.
Wow.
So it services 2 things.
I will be pre-hydrating every single time then. Because
She's very convincing because she's learned.
Yeah.
And then you'll be a
I'm
star
learned.
student.
So yes,
amazing.
definitely 5 out of 5.
How is it that these companies are able to sell these products? Like, are they approved by a certain body or head, or like, do you know what I'm trying to ask?
Well, they
no, I
always
know where
say
you're
this is
going, yes.
dermatology tested, but it doesn't say
Well, that just kinda
dermatology
means-
approved.
It's a $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
What happens when money's at stake?
I love it.
We have some other buttons here, which we might play with later. But yeah, it's a very deregulated market. So unfortunately,
Oh.
there's not much regulation at all.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
I mean, you see it across kind of a whole bunch of different categories. You've got hair, you've got skin. I mean, even makeup. But I think when it comes to skin or hair, that's when it really matters a lot more because you can wash makeup off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, in terms of our expertise, my expertise with hair, you see it so much in terms of products. And like, I think we
Absolutely.
forget that you have skin on your head, right? Do
Well,
you
the-
see a
the
lot
scalp-
of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Well, part of the integumentary system, which is what dermatologists are experts as, is hair, skin, and nails. It's all connected.
Wow.
And so, did you know the hair on your scalp, or the skin, I should say, the skin on your scalp is pretty much the same as the skin on your face and needs very similar care. So, dandruff is like eczema, is over drying, is over washing. Same thing as you overwash your skin with the wrong substances. wrong shampoos that have too many surfactants that strip give you similar conditions on the scalp that you get on your face.
Wow.
And that makes a lot of sense because I feel like I have a very healthy kind of scalp. And when Jessie was going through a lot of her skin issues, her hair was really struggling
And my
because her
scalp was terrible.
Yeah, so it really is such a holistic view.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was doing like the curly hair shampoos and they suck.
They're not
And then I
great.
moved to like a...
Anti-inflammatory.
It was an anti-inflammatory. It's by Durkos. I don't know if you heard of them. By Vichy.
Can't say off the top of my tongue.
I mean, now my hair's like a good environment.
Yeah,
I'd say.
it's great. Hair's
Good.
been
And,
really
and
good.
less is more.
Yeah.
Don't wash too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I also cut back on that, so...
Yeah.
Great
So,
stuff.
in answer to your question, Jamie, they are extremely similar and they're connected and they're the same thing.
Wow.
For the people who are listening in today who are a bit lost with how to go about building a skincare regime, what would you suggest to them?
Okay, great. Well, obviously you want to make sure you've got calm, stable, non-inflamed skin. Yeah. So if you've been using lots of actives and it's a bit sensitive and flaky and red, calm it down by just getting rid of everything except very gentle cleansing and lots of moisturizing. And more moisturizer, hydrated skin is always going to be more high functioning and performing than dehydrated or dry skin. In fact, dry skin can create a ton of problems, right? So I always think about 3-step routines. It's something that I've spent a couple of decades refining, realizing as patients came with me with junkets and bags of products.
Oh, goodness.
I'd be sitting there going, oh, my God, no wonder your skin looks like it's falling off your face. And also I had really bad skin diseases. I'm asthmatic, atopic, eczema, hay fever, and I had an autoimmune disease. It was very facially disfiguring. Probably why I end up in derm because
makes
sometimes
sense.
you end up in things to heal other people.
Of course.
And you're trying to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 3 things, really, the right cleanser, serum, moisturizing, and then SPF for morning and night. I say re-cleansing, different serum actives, and then hydrating yet again. And also to all of your listeners, if you want to DM Dr. Natasha Cook Instagram account with SKINFLUENCE, the name of Jessie and Jamie's podcast, we will send you out a sample pack kit of the 3 a.m., 3 p.m. little treatment pill once a week and a couple of our new True 50 SPF mineral only, chemical filter free, sun protectors.
That's actually so amazing.
Took me 18 years to get that one right.
Whoa.
Yes, because I didn't want to use
18.
chemicals. I'm published in sunscreen allergies. That's another thing.
Wow.
So really, everybody needs the right way to cleanse.
Yep.
Everybody needs moisturizer. But, if you're a bit dry, you're going to use something more enriched. If you're a little bit more oily, you're going to see something lighter. We still need moisturizer because, believe it or not, moisturizer calms down oily skin.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way you think. Gentle cleansing, don't strip. Anything that foams, foaming substances create chaos for the skin. So we now know to protect the barrier but also remove impurities, you want something that doesn't foam, doesn't strip, and not beads or scrubs for the face. Can end up giving you barrier dysfunction, breakouts.
So we do want to clarify, Dr. Natasha Cook has her own skincare range.
Yeah, Dr. NC.
Dr.
Yes,
NC.
I'm abbreviating my name, so I'm sort of like, so it's a little bit easier for people to digest. And also apparently it's a thing called a brand development. Dr. NC, which is now what my peers call me as well. Yes, so we do have a skincare range. So I saw myself as somebody that as a consumer, as a female, as somebody who's in the landscape, that I could integrate the two together and bring highly effective skincare with the right ingredients, right concentrations, and a handful of products to cut down the clutter out of your routine, but never compromising on quality, and gives you results.
That's so great.
1, 2, 3,
wow.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
treatment pill once a week. And then obviously with the SPFs that we're working on as well.
Oh, that's so great. So are they called 1, 2, 3, your products?
Yeah, it's the AM 1, 2, 3. We call it the Total Transformation Kit. Doesn't mean you have to use everything because everybody's got to be a different budget. Some people might come in and obviously they'll be like, I don't really want to waste what I've got, so how can I start? We might say, well, look, they might start on the serums, or they might start with the 1 minute once a week AHA BHA micropeel, and then they'll go, wow, this is great. Or they might even start with the SPF.
You just have such an abundance of knowledge.
I'm
it's
amazed.
incredible.
Oh, thanks.
The knowledge that
Oh,
you have
thanks.
and retain
Thanks.
is
You-
incredible.
I have global goosebumps right now.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And I'm really honoured to be here because I just love educating, and I can sort of talk sometimes too much underwater. Where's the off button? But
No,
Yeah, but I
So-
wouldn't
love
turn
the
you off. I
opportunity.
just like
I know, no. I mean, it's just. I hope I can retain all of that information. I'm going to go and listen back like a million times to this episode.
episode.
I'm really excited though for this rapid fire round.
yes, well, that's why I bought buttons.
Yes.
Okay, let's prime.
Okay,
you
let's go.
wanna go, Jake?
Okay,
That's the
I'll
yes.
go first. Oh,
And there's always, because often there is,
maybe.
because we don't live in a black and white world, do we now?
that's
Sometimes
true.
we need to work in the grey.
I love that.
Ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Is it okay to pop pimples?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Guys, tell all your boyfriends to stop popping their pimples.
Is there a benefit to double cleansing?
That's a firm maybe.
First, maybe. Okay, I feel like
But
give
could
us
be
a
A.
little,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or could be A.
No.
give us a time, like it's just a little like one sentence
So,
explanation.
as we went through on the podcast, cleansing can be one of the worst things you do for your skin and can
Yeah.
set your skin up to fail. So, over cleansing is bad.
Yeah.
But a gentle cleanser twice if you've got excessive makeup can be okay as long as it's not stripping. If your skin feels tight and dry after your cleanse, you've got to rethink the process.
Okay. Does makeup make acne worse?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Depends on the makeup.
Depends on like the type of makeup you're using.
But more so,
No.
but a possible.
MAYBE. Let's go with maybe.
That's so good. Okay.
Where'd you get them from?
Well, yeah, I know. I really should have a bunch of 3-year-olds to entertain them all day, right? with these.
fun. Okay. Does skin needling heal acne?
No. No.
Ooh, I didn't know this. I really thought it did, but it's better for scars.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Depending on the scars. As somebody who has a couple of $1 million with technology, some people collect fast cars. I collect lasers.
Yep. I love that.
It's far more
Laser.
complex, but acne scars is huge, and we're definitely an expert at the clinic, so I can talk about that.
It's never simple. Like, it's never black and white.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
and you can never listen to anyone online and be like, yes, that is the answer, because you and your own skin is so individual. Okay, this is kind of off the same question. Can I heal my acne scars?
Tricky, because what's your scars? Is it colour or is it texture?
Ooh, okay, colour.
Oh,
That's
Texture?
a good BS. What about texture?
oh, probably.
For the last time, no.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Where you need
guys.
a little help from your friends, your dermatologist friend.
Okay.
Should my summer skincare look different to winter?
YES, yes.
More hydration in winter?
Yes.
Go Jamie. Okay.
Okay, and one of my favorite questions. So, do LED face masks at my house do anything to reduce or heal acne? Scars as well.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Because I've got one, I just don't use it.
You do have one, and they're quite expensive, I would say.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, look, obviously the LEDs, there's LED and there's LED, right? So the LEDs we're working with in our clinics, and depending on the wavelengths, with repetitive use can be helpful to reduce inflammation and redness and heal up the acne process, but that's when you're doing a lot of other things as well. So is your little at-home mask doing all the stuff that
No.
probably the machines and clinics? And the ones that we've got, they're actually come from the medical lab in NASA. So the little light glow, and they're $25,000.
Whoa.
So yeah, so there's LED and there's LED. Now, do I think it's going to do harm? Probably
No.
not.
Okay.
But is it really going to do everything that you might need? Maybe.
Also,
No.
However, not a bad thing to do, and also good for relaxation,
so
etc.
it won't cause
That's
any
true.
harm.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
This episode has been so incredible. I've learnt so much, and we're just honoured to have you here and have such an expert, so highly qualified, so highly educated, is incredible for us.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
the pleasure's been mine. Just thank you for inviting me. I've had a great time.
Good.
I'd love to come back if
I'm
that's
glad.
an option. But
Of
yeah,
course,
it's
that would be
fantastic.
amazing,
Thank you so much
honestly.
for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us today on SKINFLUENCE. If you're interested in Dr. NC's skincare range, you can head to her socials and message her SKINFLUENCE and get a free sample of her incredible products.
You can also check out her socials at Dr. Natasha Cook. If you love what you hear, leave us a rating and a review.
And if you have a question or want us to cover anything on the pod, reach out via our socials. Mine is at Jamie Jo.
And mine is at Jessie Massoud. Or send us an email at skinfluence@novapodcast.com.au. Bye, guys.
Bye.